Hello everyone and welcome back. In today's tutorial, I'll show you how role-based access control works in Chimerai. We'll create multiple users, assign different roles, and use those roles to control access to AI models and prompt templates. You'll also learn how user-specific overrides work when role permissions aren't enough. By the end of this video, you'll have a solid understanding of how to secure your AI applications using Chimerai's built-in permission system. Let's get started. In one of our previous tutorials, we learned how to configure AI providers, create models, and build reusable prompt templates. Now we're going one step further by controlling who is allowed to use them. Let's begin by opening the Roles section. You'll notice that Chimerai already includes several predefined roles. Each role can be assigned one or more permissions. For example, the user role already contains a few default permissions. One of the most important ones is chat use, which allows users to access the chat interface. Another useful permission is models select, which allows users to choose different AI models during a conversation. For this tutorial, we're going to add two more permissions: prompts read and prompts write. These permissions allow regular users to view and create prompt templates. Now let's create two additional roles. The first one will be called Male. The second one will be called Female. For now, we won't assign any permissions to these roles. Their only purpose is to control access to specific prompt templates later in the tutorial. Next, let's create two new users. Our first user is David. We'll assign him the user role and the male role. Our second user is Jenny. She'll receive the user role and the female role. At this point, both users can access the application, but they'll have different permissions based on their assigned roles. Now let's create a few new prompt templates. The first prompt will be restricted to the user role. Any user with the user role will be able to see and use this prompt. Next, let's create another restricted prompt. This one will only be available to members of the male role. So now we have two role-restricted prompts with different visibility rules. But that's not all. Regular users are also allowed to create their own prompts. Let's log in as David. David creates two new prompt templates. The first one is public, meaning everyone can see and use it. The second one is private, meaning only David can access it. Regular users can only choose between public and private visibility. Only administrators can create prompts with role-based restrictions. Let's quickly summarize what we have so far. We now have four new prompts: one restricted to the user role, one restricted to the male role, one public prompt, and one private prompt that belongs only to David. Now let's see what each user can actually see. We'll start with the administrator. Since administrators have unrestricted access, we expect to see all 4 prompts. And as expected, every prompt is visible. Next, let's log in as Jenny. Jenny is a member of the user role, but not the mail role. That means she should only see the prompt restricted to the user role and David's public prompt. She should not see the mail-only prompt, and she should not see David's private prompt. As expected, that's exactly what happens. Finally, let's log in as David. David belongs to both the user role and the mail role. He also owns the private prompt, so we expect him to see all 4 prompts. And once again, everything works exactly as intended. Let's switch back to the administrator account. Now let's look at a very useful feature called User Overrides. Imagine that Jenny needs access to the mail-only prompt. Normally, she wouldn't be able to use it because she isn't a member of the mail role. Instead of changing her roles, we can grant her access directly. Open the mail-restricted prompt. At the bottom of the page, you'll find the User Overrides section. Here we can enter Jenny's email address. This explicitly grants her access to the prompt. User overrides can also be used the other way around. You can explicitly deny access to individual users, even if their role would normally allow it. Now let's log back in as Jenny. As expected, she can now see and use the mail-restricted prompt, even though she still isn't a member of the mail role. This gives administrators a great deal of flexibility when managing permissions. So far, we've used role-based access control to manage access to prompt templates. But there's still one problem. At the moment, Jenny doesn't have access to any AI models. Now let's apply the same concept to our AI models. Switch back to the administrator account and open the Access Control section. This time, we'll configure model permissions instead of prompt permissions. Let's start with the user role. You'll notice that Chimerai automatically displays every model that's available from all configured providers. In our case, that includes both the OpenAI models and our local Ollama models. If you have a large number of models, finding the right ones manually can become difficult. That's why Chimerai includes a powerful search field that supports regular expressions. For this example, we'll search for all GPT Turbo models. Once the matching models are displayed, simply select them using the checkboxes. These models are now assigned to the user role. There's no Save button to click. All changes are saved automatically as soon as you update the selection. Next, let's configure the female role. This time, we'll assign a few GPT mini models, and that's all we need. Now let's verify the result. Log in as Jenny and open the chat interface. When we open the model selector, we can see exactly the models that were assigned through her roles. Jenny now has access to all models granted by the user role, along with the additional GPT mini models assigned specifically to the female role. As expected, role-based access control works exactly the same for AI models as it does for prompt templates, giving you precise control over which models each user is allowed to access. And that's it for this tutorial. You now have a complete role-based access control system for managing access to AI models and prompt templates inside Chimerai. But this is only the beginning. As you may have noticed, Chimerai includes many additional permissions that allow you to control access to individual features throughout your application. You can even define your own custom permissions and use them directly in your own code to implement highly specific authorization rules. We'll cover those advanced topics in a future video. I hope you found this tutorial helpful. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. I'd also love to hear your feedback, so let me know in the comments what you'd like to see next. You can learn more about Chimerai at chimerai.dev. And if you have questions, suggestions, or feature requests, feel free to contact us at contact@chimerai.dev. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next tutorial. Bye.
I was buried in tabs and a half-built dream. Too many prompts in a broken machine. Then you showed up on my late-night screen, a clean little spark where the noise used to be. Got the models ready, got the code in place. Less time wrestling, more time making waves. From a rough first draft to a launch day glow, you gave me the road and I took it home. Je t'aime, Chimerai. You make it easy. Turn my ideas into something that breathes. From zero to something I can't believe in. Je t'aime, Chimerai. You're the start I needed. You light the way when the pressure runs high. Je t'aime, Chimerai. You give me life. Little toolkit, big heart right at my side. APIs humming through the quiet of the night. Every test that passed felt like a win. Built a better future from the mess I was in. When the doubts come crawling in, you help me build again. Step by step, line by line, you make the future mine. Je t'aime, Chimerai.